Who's thinking about you now? If you were building a wall, or who would tear it all down and pull you through? Who's thinking about you?
Oh, hi. If of course you watch my channel, you know who I am. So this isn't a goofy ass. Pardon my language. This isn't a goofy skit or anything. This is just me right now, folding up laundry, straightening up, and editing on new big skit. This is actually a new segment I've been thinking about doing. Pretty much thoughts. Is what this is going to be really about, mainly about social issues, things like that. The one that seemed to have come up recently, it's been hot in the news, and it's pretty much gay marriage, equal rights. Can't have those in my family. Anyhow, the person I was talking with is actually strangely enough a friend of mine, but one of those true Christians. Oh, no, marriage was always controlled by the church. It was taken away by the government so they could taxate it. Marriage has always been a trouble matter, but he also has been posting things on Facebook about traditional marriage, if you're for it. Traditional marriage, let's go back in history and take a real good look at this. Traditional marriage was, oh, wait a minute, that was the father being able to sell his daughter for a herd of goats. Or if they were poor enough, maybe one or two goats. It depends on how many daughters he had. So this guy is not only opposing gay marriage, even though he has nothing against gay, bisexual, anybody different. He has actually nothing. But he thinks the Bible says, oh, no. Traditional marriage. When does it ever say anything about it between one man and one woman? It doesn't. And a lot of the bigotry seems to stem from the Book of Laws, Leviticus, specifically 18:22, which in the King James Version says, "Thou shalt not sleep with a man or with a woman, for it is an abomination." Well, there's one point that someone has made out that that is not actually a God's law. That is actually a man law of the area, of the time, of the region. Which means that, oh, wait a minute. Women were being sold as chattel. They were property. So you wouldn't want to denigrate your fellow man by treating him like a woman. So for those women that are supporters of traditional marriage, geez, did your daddy sell you to your husband? Thankfully it has changed, but where now marriage is supposed to be between two people who love each other. Not because somebody's daddy is another herd of goats. Anyways, there's also a bit on that as far as Leviticus goes, if we were to take it word for word. Well, then we need to take a look at the translation then also. Leviticus 18:22, according to a Rabbi Stephen Greenberg, I believe. Greenberg or Goldberg, I might have to double check my research. But that doesn't translate that way at all. It translates, "Thou shalt not penetrate a man or others to humiliate. It is an abomination." Oh, wait a minute. If you're penetrating somebody and they're feeling humiliated, it means more likely you've had to punch them and kick them and hurt them and make them. That's rape. Now, other than that, nowhere in the Bible does it actually say marriage is between a man and a woman. Nowhere. The closest that can come is that Adam and Eve go forth, be fruitful and multiply. That's not marriage. Let's tell them to go have some kids. And that's actually one of the arguments I've heard against two consenting adults being able to marry. Some of the others, stupidity. I'll say it's stupidity. I've heard is, well, if they can't have children. Says who? It's called adoption. And if it weren't for the supposed Christian men running off and leaving the women that they've gotten knocked up, or orphans, things like that, or women who have been raped, giving children up for adoption instead of aborting, and that's another issue altogether. We'll save that. Geez, there are all these unwanted, which is a horrible thing to say, children, and there are people out there afraid that 2 men or 2 women are going to get together, get married, and adopt these children. Why? It would be horrible for them to be living in a loving home with parents that love them. See, a lot of people don't know this, and I'll say this point blank. Sometimes this world's insane. One, I want to bring up another point. Why did our ancestors come to this country in the first place to create a new world? We were escaping religious tyranny. That's why there's always been a separation of church and state, or at least there's supposed to be. It's one thing to elect an official who has a strong moral background. Unfortunately, we keep electing these crooks that are ripping people off. I have to change that. But to enforce our ideas onto someone else is the reason why most of our ancestors came to this country. And I've actually heard it that this is supposed to be, America's supposed to be a Christian country. We're not a Christian country. And the whole basis on this, mind you, I'm throwing arguments back from the ancient days, is because one of our forefathers wrote once in a letter, in the year of the Lord, while they were Christian. Actually, the forefather they're referring to was Thomas Jefferson, and he wasn't a Christian, he was a deist. That's D-I-E-S-T. I could be misspelling it, it could be D-E-I-S-T, but there's the I before the E or the E before the I, but it's pronounced deist. That is not an atheist, it's a deist. A deist basically believes this. They do believe in the Judeo-Christian God, but they think the ball's in our court. It's up to us now to, we're supposed to be stewards of the planet, we're supposed to be taking care of and helping our fellow man, and can't. We're supposed to be men or women. So, that's all things to think about. Also, if it's, and I'll take this back to, if this is a church thing, and it should be a church in this place, who's allowed to get married? Oh, wait a minute. There are churches who will marry 2 people of the same sex. After all, these were the same churches that'll marry someone who's, let's say, one person's purple and the other person's green. And there are people, oh no, a purple person shouldn't be allowed to marry a green person. Their children will be magenta. The same stupidity. Marriage is about 2 people in love. And wanting to share that love with the rest of the world. Love people, please. So if you think your religion has the right to force your beliefs onto somebody else, there's a term for that. It's called Hitler. Thought the same thing. And let's not forget, while I'm on it about religions, okay, there are all different types of religions, and I don't fault anybody for having one or for being part of one, but sometimes take a look at what your religion is doing and say, is that actually right, is that actually moral? And as a quick example, because the currently Catholic Pope has called homosexuality a sin and all this other, and we're just, whatever. Excuse me. The former Pope didn't quit because he was tired of it. He quit because he was busy being involved in that pedophile scandal. Priests, also little boys. But these are the holy men. They're supposed to be showing us the way to God. I don't remember God or Jesus say, hey, it's under 12, molest it. So yeah, that makes me very angry, and, God pretty much plays it smart. He's kept me away from Catholic priests, because he knows if I found out, and I won't say this about all Catholic priests, because I have met a few that were actually good men, and they were doing the right things, and they were actually questioning what the Pope was saying, and they were mad that, wait a minute, what do you mean there are priests running around molesting little boys? Weren't happy about that at all, so you got the good and you got the bad. But that's my basic thoughts on it for today. It's something to think about. Who has the right to say who can and can't be married? Okay. As far as I'm concerned, and this is my thought on it, and this is the moral thought on it from me. And this, basically think about the golden rule, and this is in every religion. Okay, the quote from the Wiccan, if it harm none, then mulct it be. Bible, doing to others as you happen to do you. So, if you're thinking that you have the right to enforce your religious beliefs upon somebody else, then I hope you're dating someone else who does the same thing to you. And it gives you something to think about. We're all different. We all have our own personal beliefs. Now, I do believe in discussing beliefs. I can see nothing wrong with that. I can even see him disagreeing. But when you're trying to enforce your beliefs on someone else and saying, oh no, and do this with the power of law, you messed up. Especially here in the United States. Because that's what we're about. Franklin Roosevelt, I believe, did a speech back in 1941 about the 4 freedoms. The 4 freedoms were freedom of speech, freedom from fear, freedom from and for religion. Now, I'm going to requote that. Freedom from and for religion. Think about that. And freedom from what? Now, instead of these people arguing about who has the right to be married, that's what we can do about jobs. Hey, wait a minute. If we go ahead and create more equal rights, I mean, if there's more people getting married, more money flowing around because there's more partying going on. So let's get the right, and look at it this way. It's 2 consenting adults. And leave it at that. Not between one man and one woman. Because if that were true and if that was so successful, why is the divorce rate so high? And that's not saying, oh, I have the right to inflict my religious beliefs upon other people. No, you don't. That's why the Westboro Baptist Church, 3 things I'd like to see happen. They all happen to be inside of the church, and for some reason the doors all get glued shut. Then a gas tank accidentally spills all over the place, and someone accidentally lights a match. The express route to, that's what I think about that church. Other than that, I do know quite a few good churches and bad churches, so it all evens out. And that's my thoughts for today on marriage and equal rights. Because that's the only thing gay marriage thing is really about. It's about equal rights. Not special rights. Not, oh, well, I deserve favoritism. Actually, with me, I do believe I deserve favoritism, but that's beside the point. But it's, everybody should have the same rights as everybody else. So, that's it for today. I'm going to finish folding up laundry, finish editing, and probably eventually get to bed after I finish cleaning up this mess a bit more. So, this is episode 1 of thoughts on local topics, or whatever I'm going to call this eventually. We'll see it. You'll see it on the edit on the title credits thing. So, good night, good day, whatever you happen to be doing at the moment. And
a kind of diagram. When I saw her eyes, I lined up side by side. Well, I'm a happy man. Yes, I'm a happy man.